We are back on the record at 1:26 p.m. Please continue.
So earlier today, we talked about your involvement in helping to plan some trainings for retailers. Do you recall ever giving a training on social media?
I don't recall.
Thank you.
The court reporter has handed you Exhibit 218, LLR-WA 000238084. And if you turn to the second page of the email, which you appeared to email to yourself, around 1 o'clock it says, Social Media, The Importance of Social Media by Kenny and Justin, 20 minutes. Does this refresh your recollection as to whether you ever gave a training on social media?
No, it doesn't.
Do you know what this January 24 kickoff agenda is?
I don't recall.
As VP of sales, is social media an important aspect of marketing and selling LuLaRoe product?
At this time, I was not VP of sales.
Sure, but today, is it your opinion that social media is an important tool that retailers can use to market and distribute their product?
Yes.
In January 2014, were there others at LuLaRoe who were more knowledgeable than you about social media?
Yes.
Who?
Justin Lyon.
Did Justin spearhead LuLaRoe's social media strategy?
I don't know.
Do you know who?
I don't recall.
Do you know who in the early days would have been in charge of developing LuLaRoe's social media strategy?
Justin Lyon.
And at least it appears from this email that you may have participated in a discussion or training about the importance of social media. Is that right?
I don't recall.
Do you have any reason to doubt that this session on the importance of social media actually occurred?
No.
Who are LuLaRoe's customers?
I don't know.
You don't know who the company typically sells wholesale merchandise to?
Oh, I mean, retailers.
Are LuLaRoe's customers also end consumers who purchase product from retailers?
I'm going to reject. I don't. You're asking him for his view on who customers are, or are you asking him as a technical term?
I'm asking from his perspective, in his view, whether end consumers are LuLaRoe's customers.
You're asking if end consumers are LuLaRoe's customers?
Yes. Did you ever participate with Art McCracken on any calls to leaders? Like individual calls to leaders?
Yes.
How frequently did that occur?
I don't recall.
Was it a routine task that you did, like, for example, on a weekly basis?
It's as needed basis.
When you say as needed, what would precipitate a need for you and Art to have a call with a retailer?
I would have to say as requested basis.
As requested by whom?
Retailers.
So you and Art would call retailers at their request?
Yes.
And, generally speaking, what types of topics did you discuss with retailers on these calls?
How they can strengthen their business.
Did you ever address problematic conduct with retailers on these calls?
Sometimes.
What kind of behavior would you qualify as problematic that would precipitate a call?
I don't recall.
Would, for example, not attending leadership be a reason to have a call with a leader?
Yes.
And why was that a problem?
Because they were taught to teach and help those retailers that they brought into the business to help them to succeed in their retail business. And at those leadership events, there were education and resources given that would best help them, help those retailers that they are responsible for.
Let's talk about the responsibility of leaders for a minute. LuLaRoe has a leadership bonus plan, right?
Yes.
And as part of that leadership bonus plan, are there any written requirements that leaders are required to abide by?
I don't know. I don't recall.
What type of education and resources does LuLaRoe provide to leaders?
I would say leadership principles.
What do you mean by leadership principles?
Principles that help them serve, help the retailers, help them help others, not themselves.
So when you say serve, can you explain that to me a little bit more?
So when I think of if I'm going to serve you, I want to get to know you better, understand what your desires are, what your needs are. And if I can be at any service to help you get what your desires are and what you need. And so in LuLaRoe, if there's a retailer that has a desire to choose LuLaRoe to be a business for some kind of reason, as a leader, I want to get to know that and see how I can assist in helping you achieve your goal and what you hope to achieve as you choose it in LuLaRoe.
So does serving also involve training or providing guidance?
You could.
What else could it involve aside from training and guidance?
Community, camaraderie,
Support?
support.
Anything else?
Nothing that comes to mind right now. Oh, I'm sorry. Keep moving.
It's okay. It's a long day.
I'm good.
Can you tell me what the Make Good program is?
I don't recall.
Do you recall what the happiness policy is?
I don't recall.
Did the Make Good program have to do with addressing defective product?
I don't recall.
You mentioned earlier that sometimes, as VP of Sales and as a member of the executive team, you're asked for input. Is that right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. You had mentioned earlier that sometimes you helped plan the agenda for leadership. In May 2017, did you help plan the agenda for leadership?
I don't recall.
On the next page, you'll see a text in green. This is on the page ending in 83699. It appears that Mark writes, "Can you come to Wyoming Wednesday afternoon and return Thursday?" When he first wrote Wyoming, is he referring to the ranch?
I don't know.
And then later on in the second bubble, he says, "Austin and Mike are already coming." Do you have any idea who Mike is?
I don't.
Could Austin be Austin Stidham?
It could.
Do you know of any other Mikes who work at LuLaRoe?
Yes.
Can you name them?
Not all of them.
Do you have any idea which Mike this might be?
I don't.
So if you look at the page ending in 83700, there's a text chain starting below the date, Tuesday, May 16th, 2017. Do you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It appears.
Do you recall what was discussed on this conference call with Austin and Mark?
I do not recall. No, this one should be fine right now. They haven't put any more ice in it.
Fair enough.
Thank you. You're giving us two things?
Yes, I am throwing a monkey wrench in the process.
Okay. All right.
So I've just handed you two documents. One is a document that has been previously marked as Exhibit 20. And the document with the binder clip, I am marking as Exhibit 223. If you turn to the second page of the Exhibit 20, there appears to be several charts of rankings of IFRs. Is that right?
It appears so.
In 2015, do you know what metric was used to determine who was the top overall?
I don't recall.
Who at LuLaRoe would know?
I don't know.
If you turn to the document that I've marked as Exhibit 223, if you turn to the page ending in 12137,
Are you done with this?
I'm done with that one, yes.
Where am I going?
To the sixth page, which ends in 12137. It appears that there are three different acknowledgments on this page. One says top earners, one says ordered most, and one says top recruiters. Do you have any idea as to what the metrics are to determining who the top earner is, who ordered most, and who the top recruiters are?
No.
So the email that we're looking at is from January 23rd, 2015. The one we looked at previously in Exhibit 20 is from June 22nd, 2015.
Correct.
Are you aware of any changes in the way LuLaRoe determined who its top retailers were in that period?
No. Are you done with these?
Yeah, I'm done with this. Thank you. I've marked it as Exhibit 224 LLR-WA 000-10916. And I want to look at the bottom email first, dated January 26, 2018 at 3:19 p.m. from Christian W. Do you see that?
Yes.
Is Christian W. Christian White?
Yes.
And he reported to you at this time in 2018, is that right?
No.
Who did he report to?
Ben Ward.
Did Ben Ward report to you?
Yes.
And Christian writes, hello, per Kenny's request, I plan to post this to the mentor page. And then there's a message that's listed underneath that. Do you know what the mentor page is?
Facebook page.
Is it a Facebook page that's run by LuLaRoe?
Will you repeat that real quick, please?
Is it a Facebook page that's by LuLaRoe?
Yes.
Do you use the Facebook page? Sorry. Does LuLaRoe use the Facebook page that we just mentioned to communicate with mentors?
To communicate some things, yes.
What kinds of things does it use the Facebook mentors page to communicate?
Like this message here.
And is this a message, sorry, how would you characterize or categorize this type of message? Is it a training message?
I would categorize as we are seeking their involvement and help.
Does LuLaRoe have pages similar to this mentors page for coaches?
Yes.
Is there a separate page that's similar to this mentors page for trainers?
Yes.
Is there a page that is similar to this mentors page for all retailers?
No.
So, who's Aaron Lewis?
I established that earlier.
Sorry, I forgot. Can you remind me who he is?
He's on my team.
He's on your team. Okay. And a direct report?
Yes.
Okay. Did you ask him to run these numbers on coaches?
I'd have to look at these numbers.
Go ahead. And I know I already have a question pending, but I have another question now that you're looking at the spreadsheet about what it means when it says active under customer status.
Repeat the first question, please.
Did you ask him to run these numbers on coaches?
It's okay if you don't remember.
I don't remember.
Hold the record at 2:42 p.m.